Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's section on emotional intelligence for tech professional. My name is Temidayo Caroline Fatoba, and I am really excited to be your facilitator for this module. Let us dive deep into today's course. This module outline understanding emotional intelligence, the role of EQ in tech career, self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy in team and client relationship, social awareness in remote team, emotional resilience in fast-paced environment, handling criticism and pressure, motivation, developing empathy map in real life, reading the room in virtual setting, emotional maturity in conflict situation, using EQ to build trust. Learning objective. By the end of this module, learner should be able to define emotional intelligence and explain its relevance in tech setting. Identify key components of EQ, that's the self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and social awareness. Demonstrate emotional control in high pressure environments. Apply empathy and social cues to remote or hybrid team interaction. Use EQ to manage conflict and build trust in cross-functional teams. Reflect on their emotional triggers and develop resilience in feedback loops. So let us move on. We'll be looking at emotional intelligence for tech professional. Let's start with these thoughts. Do you know that no matter how technically skilled you are, your ability to manage emotions, yours and others, is what determines your success in tech space? No matter how technically skilled you are, your ability to manage emotion, yours and others, is what determines your success in the space. Because when it comes to working with team members, you are not working alone in your career as a career professional. You will there's no how day in day out you have to interact with people, your clients, stakeholders, your investors, your colleague, both junior and senior colleague. We live and work in fast paced world, and deadlines are tight, clients are demanding, and teamwork is constant. Some days you are debugging code as a tech professional under intense pressure. Other days you are negotiating last minute change with a client. And through all this, your emotional intelligence is what helps you stay calm and focused and effective. This section is about practical ways to grow emotional intelligence so you can thrive in any tech environment, whether you are designing, you are collaborating remotely, or even leading a team. What is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is the capacity to recognize and manage your own emotions and to understand and influence the emotion of others. It includes self-awareness, self-regulation, social awareness, empathy, motivation, and interpersonal skills. In tech roles, EQ enables professionals to stay calm under pressure, give and receive feedback gracefully, collaborate better, and support team growth. In tech, emotional intelligent professionals can lead teams, present ideas diplomatically, manage frustration during code reviews, or de-escalate tense client meeting. Unlike IQ, EQ determine how well you connect with people and handle work stress. I want to believe that don't let me assume IQ is intelligence quotient and EQ is emotional quotient. IQ is what you IQ is what gets you hired because it shows your technical skill. EQ, emotional quotient, is what help you grow, lead, and keep opportunities coming because people love working with emotionally intelligent colleague, not those that don't know how to manage their emotion, not even talk about understanding their emotion. I want to believe you understand that now. So when we talk about IQ, it is what gets you hired, because it shows your tech skill. It's more deeper than that, the definition. And when it comes to emotional intelligence, when it comes to emotional quotient, it is what help you grow, lead, and keep opportunities coming, because people love working with emotional intelligence colleagues. We also use the term EQ, emotional quotient, to describe your level of emotional intelligence. So your emotional intelligence is the skill, while your emotional quotient is the measurement. For this section, we are going to be looking at emotional intelligence, and I'm going to try to also explain emotional quotient. I'll keep it simple so that we are going to understand better. When it comes to emotional quotient, it is just as important as your intelligence quotient. Technical skills open door, but your emotional quotient keeps the door open. Emotional quotient make people want to work with you again, because you what, that kind of individuals know how to manage their emotions. They know how to manage people. Your emotion drives your decision. Even logical decisions are influenced by emotions. Managing emotions leads to better outcome. So if you want to get better outcome in your project, what you are working on with people, you need to learn how to manage your emotion. Very, very important. Emotional quotient protects mental health. High emotional quotient reduce burnout, build resilience, and support what, mental well-being. It supports your mental well-being. That is why it's very important to pay attention to your mental health. Your emotional quotient will help you support your mental well-being. And when we're talking about mental health is a person's emotional, psychological, and social stability. Do you get that? Even in the definition of mental health, we still have what, emotional stability. Mental health is a person's emotional, psychological, and social stability. If you want to be stable emotionally, you need to pay attention to your mental health. Your mental health is what will help you, enable you to be able to function optimally. It will help you to be productive. Mental health can affect how we think, handle stress, and relate to others. A stable mind enables us to function at our best. It is someone that has a stable mind that will be able to what, function well at work. I want us to understand that emotional quotient is a skill, not just a trait. You can train and grow your emotional quotient. It's like a muscle. Just like you want to be fit, you want to keep yourself physically fit and go to the gym, you can also do that to your emotional quotient. Trying to train it and grow it is something that you can what, develop and practice. When it comes to empathy is like a superpower. Understanding others feeling creates trust and makes you a better teammate. It makes you a better leader and designer. Imagine you are a teammate and you've been working with somebody for the past 3 months. At least you should be able to know when they feel down. You should be able to show empathy. You should be able to observe one behavior or the other that is happening with them. So if you are a leader, for instance, even if you are a designer or any area segment that you are working in the tech career or tech profession, if you are not emotionally balanced, if your mental health is at stake, you won't be able to do a good job. For instance, a designer, you won't be able to come up with a bright design. That is why you need to take care of your mental health. You need to take care of yourself. Emotional stability, like I mentioned, psychological stability, social stability. If all those three things are missing, you need to go see a therapist. You need to go see a counselor. And don't say, oh, I cannot see a therapist, I'm not mad, it's only for, like, who told you it's only those that are not okay that go see a therapist or a counselor? And for your information, someone that is not physically okay, that is abnormal, we have to see a psychiatrist, not a counselor or or a therapist. So if you know that you are not feeling good, you are emotionally down, kindly go see a therapist and a counselor. This is not a counseling class. I will have like expatiated, because there are similarities and differences between the counselor and the therapist. There are some cases that just need short term counseling, you go see a your counselor. But those cases that are very severe, you need to see a therapist, because that is a long term counseling section. For instance, maybe the person is dealing with addiction. There are some individuals, professionals, that are dealing with addiction, and it can affect your work, the inputs in your work. So do not play with your mental health, do not play with your emotional well-being. If you feel that you are feeling down, kindly see a counselor or a therapist today. Please make sure you do that. We've had different stories of career professionals that committed suicide just because of what? They are feeling burnout, just because they are not stable psychologically, they are not stable emotionally, and they are not stable socially. Imagine someone that committed suicide in our workplace, not even in our workplace. So we don't want anybody to be burnout, stressed, to the extent that they will now start thinking of committing suicide. So it is better that you go see a counselor or a therapist. When it comes to emotional intelligence, there are three essentials you need to take note of, and I'm going to name the acronym ARE, so that you can remember. Awareness. The first one is awareness, regulation, and empathy. Three essentials of emotional intelligence: awareness, recognize your own emotion and trigger; regulation, respond calmly rather than react impulsively; empathy, connect with others feeling to create trust and what? Collaboration. You need to learn to connect with others. Avoid being alone. There's difference between, oh, somebody is an introvert and you're always isolating yourself from others. You don't want to talk, you don't want to interact. Before you know, that person will drive into depression. Avoid being alone. People are with you, you're in public space, you're in workplace, interact. Because who knows, maybe that's the only avenue you even have to be around people. Interact with people. Do not isolate yourself. Do not isolate yourself. So all these things is very important. We need to take note of this, because it's going to affect our work. And if truly you want to stay what? You want to stay active, you want to stay productive, you want to stay growing in your career, you need to pay attention to your emotions. You need to be able to make sure that you are feeling good emotionally. There's emotional stability, there's psychological stability, and there is social stability. When those three things work together, the essential things that work together, you become more than just skilled, you become influential. Just like I mentioned, IQ alone is not enough. You need EQ to keep you in your workplace, in your career.